You know what's wild? I did not get a single fever for 3 years, not even once. And when it finally came, it changed everything. Not just my body, but how I understand health, healing, and what it really means to feel alive again. This video is that story. Hi, I am Shambhavi Sri Pandey. If you are new here, I talk about holistic healing, self care, and how we women can restore our health by reviving the forgotten intelligence of the body. This is part 2 of a very personal story. So, if you haven't seen part 1, where I talk about how I did not get a fever for 3 whole years and why that was actually not a good thing, please watch that first. I have linked it in the description below. Because this video continues from that journey, from the moment my body finally allowed the fever and how everything changed after. Here's where we begin. At that point, I was eating home cooked meals, I was moderately active, I was following everything I thought was healthy, but still, I did not feel good inside. You know that feeling when on paper everything seems okay, but inside you are just not feeling healthy. That's when, under the guidance of my mentors, I started learning about something deeper, the true healing power of our bodies, and something most of us overlook, Pran Shakti, our vital life energy. I shifted my lifestyle slowly, started managing my daily lifestyle better, and focused more on how I was spending this vital energy, the Pran Shakti. And then, around 2.5 months into this new lifestyle, something unexpected happened. We had a long awaited family trip planned to Vaishno Devi. I live in Almora, Uttarakhand. It's near Nainital. So up in the hills where March still feels like spring. So the weather is almost cold here. But our journey started from Haldwani, a warmer plain area. So now here's the thing, our body is extremely intelligent. Whenever we experience a seasonal change, our body prepares itself to adapt to that environment. That's why kids fall sick during weather transitions. That's why we get colds or fever around monsoon or winter. It's not random, it's our body responding to these seasonal changes. So, as we traveled down from Almora to Haldwani, my body already was in a cleansing mode thanks to the lifestyle shift I made. So, my body got triggered by the temperature and weather changes. Almost like it said, okay, now is the time to do some deep internal cleaning. By the time we boarded the overnight train to Jammu from Haldwani, my throat started aching. It felt like the early signs of tonsillitis. Next day we reached Jammu and I could feel the fever building up. So from Jammu we went to Udhampur, so where we were staying with relatives of ours before heading to Vaishno Devi. Okay, so it was around 3 p.m. when we reached there, Udhampur, and my fever rose to 101. I felt weak, heavy, and dull. And most of all, I had zero appetite. So now here's where I want to pause and emphasize something. We must learn to listen to our bodies. Everyone around me insisted eat something, at least try a little, but my body said no. Because when we are unwell, the body directs all its pran shakti, its vital energy towards healing. If I had eaten a heavy meal just to make others happy, my body would have wasted that energy on digestion instead of cleansing. So, what did I do? I only ate 2 oranges and drank lots and lots of warm water. That's it. Fruits are gentle, hydrating, and are easy to digest. They give the body a little fuel without burdening the system. And then I just rested. I skipped the family conversations. I did not engage in emotional highs. I just laid down and slept. Starting 4 p.m. all the way till the morning, I was sleeping. So, another thing that I did, I took a soothing bath that evening. Yes, even with fever. So, because your skin is a major detox organ, A bath helps release toxins through your pores. Don't skip it if you can manage it safely. So that night around 12 a.m. my fever shot up to around 104 degrees. I had a terrible headache. So I used cold water packs on my forehead just to get some relief. This is one of my go-to tools, and even for stomach ache or body aches it works like magic. By the next morning my fever had subsided, but I was still feeling extremely weak. That weakness, that's what we call a healing crisis. And I will talk more about that in a separate video. It's a topic that deserves its own deep dive. Now, despite being weak, we continued our journey to Vaishno Devi. So now, if you have been there, you know it's a long trek, right? Around 5 to 6 kilometers on foot. So at first, I thought I would walk with my other family members. I wanted to push through. But again, my body said no. So I took a horse ride. We reached the temple, had our darshan, and felt blessed. While returning, we had booked a helicopter, but still we had to walk another 2 or 2.5 kilometers to reach the helipad. And that is when it happened. I fainted. Yes, my body just couldn't take more. It was still healing, still recovering, and all that it needed was rest, complete rest, and deep rest. Somehow, we made it back home, but my body was done. It was still working behind the scenes. So, after reaching home, I rested for nearly 10 to 12 days, and slowly something started changing. My digestion, it improved drastically. Bloating was gone. Constipation gone. Also, I had an odd pain in my right chest that used to show up while doing some activities like kneading flour that required some pushing from my right hand. So that pain was also gone to my surprise. You won't believe this, but my tummy area looked very felt flat, like how it used to be in my teenage years. So even my skin felt different. My energy levels were much higher. My sleep became deeper and more restful. All of this just because my body was finally allowed to complete the healing process it had been waiting to do for years. And remember, I had done so many tests before, ultrasounds, x rays, doctor visits, and all those stuff. Nothing ever came out of it. Nothing was actually diagnosed. But internally, I knew something was not right. And it took no pills, no antibiotics, no suppressants to heal, just support and cooperation. And the results were not less than some magic happening. So, here's what I have learned: fever is not your enemy. In fact, it's a sign that your body is strong enough to initiate a healing process. We keep saying, I only have acidity or constipation, otherwise I am healthy. But the truth is, if there's disease in one part of the body, it means there's toxic load inside. Health and disease cannot coexist. And if we suppress the fever with antibiotics or paracetamol too quickly, we don't let the body do its job, the cleaning process. In fact, the body now has to detox the medicine too, because the medicines are all just chemicals which are foreign for the body, so the healing gets paused, interrupted. The body is always on your side. It's not attacking you, it's defending you. The biggest takeaway from my fever experience was that healing is possible, that the body is so intelligent that it knows what to do, and that the symptoms are not random, they are intelligent responses from the body. So, your role is to create the environment where this intelligence can work. I hope this video helped you to see a fever in a whole new light. And if you haven't seen part 1 yet, please go back and watch it. It gives the full picture of how this journey began. Stay tuned for more videos, because next I will be talking about healing crisis, gut health, and how to rebuild vitality after recovery. until then, take care of your energy, protect your Pran Shakti, and remember, you are not broken, you are just healing. Thank you. Bye. Take care. Namaste.